the ballot. We call them propositions here, and that we vote for. Doesn't mean that the people really understand what the heck they're voting for, especially 3 o'clock in the morning when they see these, commercials telling them about rent control affecting their mortgage. Things like that will confuse people. And in the way that a lot of these propositions were written, it was written so poorly that, it's so many different interpretations of what these propositions meant. I think people were so afraid, of the way that they was going to vote. They didn't know if it was for what they thought it was for or against what they thought it was against. Mm-hmm. These are the small conversations that I heard people say, mm-hmm. It's like I really was confused, on a lot of these propositions because you have people, individuals that we voted into this state government who actually are writing these things, and everybody don't have the best grammar or handwriting in the world, and so when you are, transitioning or translating information from one person to the next person, you never know what somebody's medical handwriting is actually saying. It could be saying the, and it might be the, it
both spelled the same way though,
but you just really don't know, until later on. You'd be like, oh, that's what you meant. I thought you were saying this. That's the reason why I voted for that.
But I think, I'm sorry to jump in here too, but I sort of just to answer to your question though was about, when politicians are not doing their part or how we hold them accountable, it's just to let people know that there are other avenues, right?
Yes,
there, now there are some people with character defects that are manipulating the ballot initiative process, the proposition, for people to use these initiatives to try to, bring about the additional governance they think are important. Now, those individuals certainly need to be dealt with, and we need to figure out how we address it. But I don't think that devalues the ability for people to recognize that even after you've done the due diligence that you could to try to represent people that you think are going to reflect your views and govern with the integrity that you hope they would govern with, that that you have other avenues, and the ballot initiative was just one example of that.
Yes, a small disclaimer, Shawnee Ray, that I wanted to say. I'm sorry, but basically what we're saying here, people, is read things for yourself. Really find out and research and look into it, especially with these ballot initiatives, and ask the questions of the people that are writing these things and find out, hey, what do you mean by this? Find out. I don't care if it's every other word or every 3 words or the first, second, third, and last word. You underline it, you send it in, and you say, please interpret this for me so I can have a better understanding of what it is that you are trying to say. Shawnee Red.
One thing that I really wanted to focus on this one is, do I know how empowered I am? Mm-hmm. I go to my senator's office. It's a group of us that we went to our senator's office because there was some things that he was saying at a town hall meeting that I did not agree with, and it didn't make sense to me. So I wanted a better understanding. I went and sat in at the appropriations committee meeting because I want to know, what are you doing with the funds? There's a lot of things that we can do. I don't think that we understand that we are empowered as a people. And as DJ was saying, as a republic, you are empowered to do it because you voted them in. They are employed pretty much by us, by the people. And so once you hold them to that, you need to understand that the way that this country is set up, it's almost like they have intentionally misled each person into thinking that we are pretty much subject to them. Right. That's not true. They are subject to the people. And when you hold them accountable for every single word that comes out of their mouth, when you hold them accountable, you said this in your election. I don't care if it's 7 of you. I don't care if you take your video recorder. You said this in your election. This is what it is that we need to do. First, we need to know that we are empowered to do so. And next, who's going to check me when I call you on it? Who's going to address me? You know how many meetings I have been put out of because I've gone over time and I couldn't reclaim my time because I couldn't reclaim it. But you know how many meetings, that we've gone to, the Senate meetings, to sit in, to find out what's going on. If it's not you, there should be someone from your family, someone from your community that can represent you, that will go. If you don't understand, appoint someone who will go and find out what the goings-on is with these shenanigans and come back and report. You gather and you say, okay, this is what we're going to do. If you need us to come, this is what it is that we're going to do. At the end of the day, because you need to know that these things don't happen without you. Number 17, because I don't know how many I just went. I say one and I go on a tangent.
Go ahead, Shawnee Red.
But next, after that, mobilize.
Right.
We always talk about what we're going to do until it's time to actually do it.
Right.
Mobilize. If it's not you, there needs to be someone that is concerned in your community, and you need to place your trust in them to do that. You're too far separated from your senators, from your mayor. You're too far separated. There are too many people in between. But if you have someone in your community, someone in your family who will go and say, you know what, I understand what it is. You want a civics class? DJ can give you a civics class. That's his specialty. Me, I can't. I'll have you in jail. So don't listen to me when it comes to the civic stuff. I'll have everyone protesting and we'll be in jail, and no one wants that. But at the end of the day, take that representation. Understand that you are empowered as the person, as one single person in the United States. And know that I always say this, and DJ kind of disagrees with me. You cannot make changes from within. You can't. You're not going to go. You know how many people have gone in government with good intentions to make a change? It's not going to happen. It's from the outside. And well-behaved people rarely make history. That's the bottom line. So understanding that you have to not care. That's pretty much where it is. You have to not care. You can't be so selfish where it's just about you. It's about your children. It's about your neighbor. It's about your cousins, your uncles, your grandparents. It's about that, because it's about Social Security. It's about Medicare. We're all going to be affected. Not just the people that are on food stamps. Hello. Not just the people that are on government assistance are affected, just to let you know. Everyone is affected by all of the decisions that are made. So number one, you're empowered. Number two, through number 17, do something about it.
I agree 100%, Shawnee Red. And I do believe this as well. You made a great point when you said we have to take away the space that's between the people and between the government. We have to take the space between the people and the mayor, the people and the senators, the people in the Congress, because we all are one. Government is the people. And I think a lot of times the people forget that. The government is the people, right? And we do have the ability to make change. We do have voices. Our voices can be heard, will be heard. I think that's very important. You do have agency. You do have agency. Let me say that again. You do have agency in our community. You have agency in this United States of America. You have agency. It's not just in your home. You have agency outside your home. You have agency on the block over. You have agency on the concrete that you see in front of your home, on the street. There's agency that does exist. Please use your platform to continue to make the difference that you want to see in your community. Absolutely. It is very important. We have to stop segregating the people in the government.
Absolutely.
Right. And I forgot to add one thing, too. In addition to, I said about the direct democracy you can do with the ballot initiatives, but there are opportunities to serve on your local boards and commissions for your cities, for your counties as well. There are also the special task force that you can participate in. There are lots of other ways that you can be involved. The city council meetings, the town hall meetings, go to them. There's so many times that I've attended some, and there's hardly anybody there. You have to be there. These meetings are public. Sometimes they would try to, use some trickery or shenanigans, as Shawnee would say, to do closed-door meetings. But you have a right to know about everything that happens in the public space. So, be a participant, be active. Don't sit to the sideline and let things go on for far too long. And then the next thing you know, you see something, you're like, how did it happen? Because you were asleep.
Yeah, and don't just come and vote for marijuana.
Right.
Yes.
Or for the increase in minimum wage, which we saw the biggest turnouts on marijuana. I'm like, people don't vote until it's time for the weed vote.
The weed vote and the wage vote.
The weed vote and the wage vote. Meanwhile, they over there telling you that they're going to raise your property taxes. You won't have nowhere to live. You won't have no money to buy weed.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
Only enough money to buy weed, but nowhere to stay.
Hey, but also, if you see that door closed, you knock on that door. You keep a knocking until they let you in. You let them know, hey, I'm a citizen. I live right over here across the corner around the block, and it does make a difference that my voice is being heard. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the conversation, and we thank you for listening to part 1 and part 2 of To Wall or Not to Wall. We are the Cousins. I am KO, 2 syllables.
DJ Talks.
Shawnee Red.
And we'll catch you down the road.